Hello everybody again, welcome back to the Allotmenter, welcome back to my plot. Yeah, it is once again a freezing day outside here. It is currently -2. I've got a lovely cup of tea and we are going to continue on with getting that thing finished. I'm not going to do the door today, but what I plan on doing is building some of the internal frame. I've got loads of timber in the back of my car ready to get in there, so yeah. Stay tuned and yeah, let's get on with it. We have a little bit of a problem. All this inside there is mould. That's not particularly good. I'm not sure what I'm going to do now. I have got mould everywhere. It is not very good for you to be breathing in mould, I know that much. Now, I know mainly it's black mould and the spores that they produce can be quite harmful. And this stuff is like a beigey colour, but I don't think I want to be in there with that as we speak. It's not a good idea. So I don't know what to do. It's not really good, is it? So I think I know what it is. I've done a bit of Googling and I've made a couple of phone calls, and apparently all of that, and you see this little dark spot there, that's the bit I've just disturbed, but all of that in there is mushrooms. Don't ask me what mushrooms, but it's mushrooms. Mushroom spores. So this stuff that we get, this compost, it's basically, it gets very hot during its process. It's kind of like heat treated. They leave it to get really, really hot. In fact, sometimes when we get it here, it is bellowing out steam like you wouldn't believe. This stuff gets so warm. So we know there's nothing really biologically in it. It's almost, I wouldn't say, I dare say inert, because it's not. You couldn't grow in it if it had no life in it. But we know there's not a lot of nasties in there. There's no plant life in there. It's all dead and everything else. The only thing it can be is mushroom spores. You know, they're everywhere. I mean, absolutely everywhere. It's just they grow on certain things and certain climates and certain conditions. And obviously that is one of the conditions they seem to like. So, problem number one. I need to rake this all over. I need to leave that door open. And I need to let the air get to it and kill it all off. Does mean I'm 50-50 whether or not I want to be in there doing it. I do have access to a mask, like a respirator mask, so I'm not going to be breathing it in, because I do not want to be breathing in mushroom spores. Thank you very much. So, yeah. Yes. I'll get back to you whether or not we do it or not. Right. I think we have a... let's move you up here. There we go. I think we have a solution to the problem. I'm going to peel off the cover. I can't find a mask in Yogi's shed, bless him. He said he had one in there and I can't find it, so I'm going to peel off the cover. Then we're going to rake it all over and we're going to leave this door open. Hopefully once that's all done, it's kind of buried a little bit, should be all right. I don't want to jinx it by saying it'll be fine, but yeah, it should be all right. So let's get cracking on. Now, luckily enough, the cover did actually come loose on one side during the storm. It unburied itself, so it shouldn't be that difficult to do. Pull that bit out. Pull that bit and that bit. And there we go. Look at that. Easy peasy. Oh, we've got to do that bit as well. I don't want to be in here too much about this cover being off. Oh, let's get out of there. Oh, it rained on in there. Yeah, my missus said to me, said, why are you putting your cover on so early? Put it on in the spring. And I was like, no, it's good content, let's do it. Oh God, I wish I put it on in the spring now. Ugh. Right, here we go, see? That did take 2 seconds. So, now I've got it partially uncovered, I'm going to rake it all over. So, this is what I'm going to use. Just a Wolfgarten metal rake. I love them, they're bulletproof. I might actually bring you guys in here. You see the spores. It's all in the soil. Wow. I was not expecting to have to deal with this morning. But the joys of allotmenting. This is what happens. Can't be helped. This is just what happens. I forgot about the back edge. Oh, it's everywhere. Wow. The spores. Now, lucky enough, the wind's sort of going in that direction. So it's just blowing it off away from me. Should have left them. As Jeremy Clarkson would say, I could have had space penises growing everywhere. The myceliums. Oh, there you go, that didn't take 2 minutes. So now I've got the cover off, I've raked everything over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drive some stakes into the ground. I'm going to go cut some spikes on the bottom of the timber that I've got. That way I can bang it all in, screw the frame to that, and then we should be golden, hopefully. So, I think they might be a little bit too long. What do you reckon? Nope. I'm going to have to cut these. Let me go get the saw. I'm back. Saw. Tastes yummy. So let's bang these. I know this wood is untreated. I can't remember if I said that before or not, but I know it's untreated. The polytunnel itself should be relatively dry. I don't think we're going to have a problem with rot. Sawdust tastes lovely, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll last long enough. I mean, if it lasts, well, 4 or 5 years before it rots out completely, fine. The polytunnel will probably need replacing by then anyway. As I say, this was a inexpensive one. And then what I'll do is I'll tie these to my now wonky door. That's again another victim of the storm. It just battered it. But I'll wedge some timbers down there, and actually I've got the angle pieces that are cut off from the bottom of the spike for this post here. I've got the angle bits, so I can probably ram those in, and that'll push the door frame back up again and give it a bit of bracing. That should do her. It doesn't have to be stupidly deep. Let's go get another one. Here we go. Now it looks like I'm going to take about 2 foot off each of these. So I should do that one out. Do it one at a time. You don't get a particularly clean cut with a reciprocating saw or rip saw or demolition saw, some people may know it as, but they do cut quick. A good blade on it and away you go. I'm going to put these roughly in the same place as the up and overs, just so they can support each other. Oh, come back here, you. Well, you don't want to move anymore. Seems to be pretty solid in there. Hardly moving at all. Hello. Oh, I could really do with a proper sized sledgehammer, but I don't have one. I had like 5 of them once upon a time in my life, all at the same time, 5 sledgehammers all in one hit. I've got none left. I don't know where they're gone. Insert that clip of Ian Beale. I've got nothing left. And one more cut to do. I will trim these a bit more to shape. Once they're all sort of bolted in and secure, I'll trim them to keep the shape of the polytunnel. I don't want these things sticking out, they just end up poking through the cover. And that won't be good. Right. So now that's that bit done. But what I'll do is probably use one of these and I'll either stick that sort of up there and back brace it, something like that. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. So you either stick those, or stick that, sort of something like that, so it's angle braced from the floor going up, or I'll do something like that, something along those lines possibly, and fix that in. I'm still playing with ideas, I don't know what I'm going to do yet with it. This isn't all that important at the moment. And the idea is to strengthen the frame. That's what we need to do. So I don't have any nuts or bolts with me today, so I am going to use paracord. I've had this stuff for donkeys. It's good stuff. Tie a decent knot, it will certainly last. So the way I've done it is just a loop, nice and tight around it, and then around the around the horizontal support, keeping pressure on it all times. And then around through the gap and under. That should then tighten it all up. And I'll tie some knots in it. Oh, no, we'll do it. I'll tie it off to the knot, to the cord. Right, that should be plenty. I'll do the same again. I don't know how much of this cord I've got. I hope I've got enough. But I don't know. I've already tripped that frame. I noticed the last video did really well. You know, for a starting out channel, we've only got 17 subscribers. I mean, it's not exactly a lot compared to the 500 million someone like Mr. Beast has got. But it did 100 views in the first few days, which is fantastic. So thank you so much, everybody that watched it, liked it, left me a comment and subscribed. Please do it again. It was great. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. It was fantastic. It's so nice to see when you put a little bit of work into something. It's minging, must be gloves. Put a little bit of work into something and people liked it, which is great. Let's give you a close-up. So I don't want to tie the hose because if that gets hot, which it probably will do, I don't want it to interfere with it. So, you know, around a couple of times. I've gone under, let's do that again, and we tie it off. So anybody knows anything about this sort of cord, it's bloody strong. And being that it's wet, I'm right in saying that it should really get tight once it's tried out. A couple of simple knots. And cut that off. You can really see the difference that these posts have made. So I'm doing this the quick and nasty way. I could spend days building a very nice ornate frame inside, but to be honest, I can't be bothered. This is mainly just to stop it from blowing away, and now that's much more sturdy than what it used to be. So that's great. I'm going to cut these off, and then I can put the cover back over on that side, and then try and uncover this side, and do it all again. Yay! So, I've just trimmed off all the excess on the tops. So now they're nice and flush with the tubes. In theory, that should stop them from popping their way through the... who's that? Oh, it's a bin. Looked like somebody was walking up the pathway here beside me. So, in theory, now with these parts here being all nice and smooth, they should stop the liner from being, or the cover being popped. Hopefully that'll be enough. I'm also planning to, where the liner intersects, or cover, sorry, intersects with the cross points. That's obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Probably not bother with the bottom ones, just the 3 above it. I'm going to put a patch, you know, sort of that size of, it's a special tape from Gorilla. It's like patch repair tape. Big black stuff. Is what I tried to use on the roof, if you remember, on episode, I think it was episode 2, which has started leaking. But yeah, it was only a temporary repair anyway. But anyway, I'm going to put a patch on where these sort of like corners here, and then there, and then on the other side over there, on each one, in the middle. So I should have 6 patches, 1 in the front, 1 in the back top corners. And then I'm going to put some real thick, like 12mm zip ties. Cut a little hole in it, zip tie that through. I know it's not going to be waterproof, doesn't really matter, it just needs to be somewhat dry. And that will obviously stop one of the cable ties from being pulled through. That tape is really thick. It's like 2 or 3 millimeters thick, and you can't tear it physically. You cannot tear it. It is so strong. So that should do the job. Cable ties, big fat cable ties, 2 are probably on each patch. Go through, do them up. That will hold the cover down permanently, and with it all being buried along the front again, then yeah, should be all right. That's the plan. I have a lot of these sayings, but that's the plan, and it never bloody works. I never stick to the plan. I'm terrible for stuff like that. I change my mind every 30 seconds. But who cares? It's fun. Right. What to do next? What do you reckon? What should we do? We got the 4 uprights in. I was thinking about getting some of the longer lengths of feather edge that I've got, which is, spin you around, there's me, that timber. So this is what I'm going to use. This is the gravel board. So if I stick that sort of along there internally, screw that in, that should work. I'm really covering up it all, but yeah, if I do that, it'll kind of bring everything back in line where it should be, and give me a bit of stuff to play with indoors. Also, I had an idea. So one of the things I'm going to be growing is horseradish. Now, I grew up in southeast London. I love a roast dinner, and every roast dinner has its own condiment in my eyes. I love mint sauce, I love horseradish, mustard, and all the other things. And my wife will tell you we've got a fridge full of condiments, and she hates it because it takes up an entire shelf, and she hates it. But I want to grow horseradish. I want to make my own horseradish sauce and give it a try. Why not? So I understand as well that horseradish, doing a little bit of reading and asking a few people online, that horseradish likes to go deep, and it can be a bugger to get out when you need it out. So I've had an idea of making a very deep planter. Okay, so I've got stashed over there, I brought it with me today, some more of this stuff, but it's all in short lengths about that long. It's about 18 inches to 2 foot in length. So I was thinking, if I make like a square planter, maybe 600 millimeters high, maybe a bit higher, but hinge the front of it so I can lock it shut. I've got some like hook and eye clasps that sort of go over, and then you hook them down and they lock tight. So I've got some of those. I've got some hinges. I think if I had made an open front planter that I can close up, lock it shut, and then when it's time to harvest, I open it up and then just pull it all out, and then I've got some nice big horseradish roots. It's not going to be enormous. I only want to grow a dozen, if that, so I can make several. You could use the offcuts from this stuff, which I'm going to have plenty of it throughout the year. I can't see a reason why that wouldn't work. What do you reckon? You tell me. If anybody's grown horseradish and they know what it needs, because I've only looked at it and gone, I want to grow horseradish, so that's what I'm going to do. So if anybody's grown horseradish and knows about horseradish and thinks that would work, please let me know, because I'm very interested in doing horseradish, and I think that would be a novel way of doing it, rather than just putting it in the ground and have to try and dig it all out, and then you probably end up losing half the root because you've dug through it or it's snapped or something like that. To make life a little bit easier. What do you reckon? Let me know. So here we are, about an hour and a half later on. Some of my friends arrived and went and had a cup of tea, so got to be done, hasn't it? So yeah, we're going to get the rest of these in, get these all staked down. As you can see, I've taken the cover off all the way. My hands are cold. Oh, I was hoping that wasn't going to come down and smack me on the head. That would have been hilarious. Well, it would be for you guys, not for me, but... It's really nice. So, one of the people that arrived was Yogi and Amanda, his other half. And he's come on and had a little look. He's the site manager, so he oversees everything, and he's so impressed with what I've done since sort of like the end of September. But I didn't even really start this place for another month or so after that. So it's only in a couple of months I've sort of like completely transformed this place from a overgrown, unused, horrible plot with no defining edges to it whatsoever. It was just a boggy bit of ground, to what it is today, which is quite nice. Even to the point where he wants to send a photo to the council to say, this is what happens when you get people that are willing to put the effort in. Excuse me, you can't really see me all the way there, can you? Here we go. So yeah, he's really, really happy with everything. I'm happy with everything, so that's great. It's great news to hear that the site manager is happy with everything that's happening here. So, in theory, that should be enough. That's theory though, only theory. What I'm going to do is I'll screw these in first. And then I'll cut them. I think it would work better that way. Right. I think it's really help save everything. You can't see what I'm aiming for. Just one screw through each one of these uprights, or ribs. It's working well. Now I need to cut these off, so I need that battery. I'm still not liking this door though, I must admit. I think I need to take this crossbar off and put like an angled one up across it. There we go, look at that. Last bit. So, now this is all but done, the difference it has made to the strength of this frame is unbelievable. Before it was flapping about, well, I won't say like something in the wind, but it was flapping about a lot. Now it's solid. I just need to trim off this little bit. And that is it. I can put the cover back on. So let's move you guys. Right, cover again. Oh, this is going to be horrible. Incredibly wet. And we have an awful lot of rain due in the southwest tomorrow. So I really wanted to get this done today. Look at that, here we go. Oh, anybody would think I know what I'm doing here. That's definitely not the case. It's raining inside my polytunnel. That is doing great. Oh, fantastic. There we go, look at that. I've got a polytunnel back again, and it has an internal frame, which I really should have built before I actually put the polytunnel in place, but hey ho, never mind. Don't tell my wife I said that. She will say I told you so. So I learn by doing. So yeah. So the advice I have got today is leave the door open. Now I thought it would make the wind catch it and probably want to tear it off even more so, but apparently no, leave the door open. Let the air in there and it will stop the mould from growing, or fungus in this case. Pardon me. Now, will that go on? Yes, it will. Let me get that all down there. Back one's all on. That one's on. Oh, we've got to put these ones on. And there we go. Look at that. Fantastic. I'm very, very pleased that I now have the most of the frame inside. I was going to put, say, some supports going from like here and here going back. I just don't think it needs it. It's so secure. I mean, it's much more rigid than what it used to be. That frame isn't going anywhere. It really isn't going anywhere at all. And once I've got it all sort of tied in side to side with this bit, and then a piece of the timber, which I have here, going across the back here as well, that'll give us a bit more, maybe even do some cross bracing, get a bit more rigidity for the back. Yeah, not going anywhere ever. If it can last this last storm that we had, which was 70-80 mile-an-hour winds blowing from the valley down there, which say we showed you on the shed video, coming up this way, it can withstand that now, especially with the frame in place. But I've been told as well to put a window in. It's one of the big things apparently is it needs air movement. So maybe we'll look at that again in the next video. We'll put some windows in. It does have little side windows. It's got 3 along there and 3 along there. There you go. So it's got 3 there. You can just about make out the first one. Then you've got another one there and another one up there. But apparently they are not particularly good. They rot. I've not even. I think that's going to do me for today. We've got the internal frame mostly done. I'm just going to tie this down a bit better. I'll probably put some of the patches on and zip tie the cover down a bit better. You'll see what I mean when I say the patches. And yeah, okay guys. Once again, thank you so much for those that watched in the last video. Please, if you do like the video and you want to see more of what we're doing and how things are going to grow and how things are going to change over the course of this year and the coming years, give us a little like, give us a little subscribe. press the notification button so you get told every time we drop a video. It will be nearly every week. And yeah, have a great great new year and great growing season as it comes in. It's been great. Thank you guys. I'll see you again soon.